Fararano is a project led by Catholic Relief Services and 4 local partners in Madagascar, funded by USAID Food for Peace. Fararano aims to reduce food insecurity in 464 districts located in 48 communes in the regions of Ansinanana, Vatovavi, Fitovinane and Ansimo Andrefana. The project has 3 strategic objectives related to health and nutrition, livelihoods and community resilience. Nutrition-related activities focus on children during their first 1,000 days. To strengthen behaviour change activities, the CLTN or Community-Led Total Nutrition approach has been introduced. CLTN is an innovative concept that aims to mobilise the entire community around nutrition. CLTN aims to raise collective awareness of the issues of chronic malnutrition at the community level to reinforce Fararano's ongoing efforts to target individuals and households on the prevention and treatment of malnutrition and other diseases. CLTN builds on another community-based approach which is called CLTS or Community-Led Total Sanitation. The CLTN approach is comprised of 3 main stages: triggering, monitoring and evaluation. Before starting the first step, or triggering, of CLTN, the project team conducts visits and preparatory meetings with local leaders. The objective is to explain the CLTN process and how it will roll out, and the importance of the involvement of the local authorities, so that there is a real positive change for the well-being of the children of their village. Community members are grouped into categories to discuss nutrition-related issues during focus group sessions, community mapping and semi-structured interviews. The groups are separated to ensure that the opinions of each group are well represented. Through the discussions led by the project team, the groups formulate themselves the major issues related to nutrition in their district. These discussions are then used to carry out a community diagnosis that identifies 2 priorities and 2 community indicators related to nutrition. At the end of this diagnosis, natural leaders are identified to compose what is called the CLTN committee. After these discussions, the field team visits a few households to obtain data on the nutritional status and practices of the families in the village. The Growth Monitoring and Promotion session is led by the Community Nutrition Agent, or ACN, who is the local representative of the National Office of Nutrition, or ONN, and who plays an important role with Fararano on nutrition. The Community Nutrition Agent, with the Community Health Agents and the lead mothers, head up a special Growth Monitoring and Promotion session that aims to weigh all children under 5 years of age to better understand the nutritional situation in the village. Growth monitoring and promotion sessions are typically done regularly every month. They serve to provide individual nutritional advice to parents or caretakers, but also provide advice on measures to prevent and treat other diseases such as malaria, diarrhea, and respiratory infections. The nutritional data obtained are analysed to determine and classify the nutritional status of the community: children in good health, children at risk of malnutrition, and malnourished children. This quantitative data will be presented later to the community during the triggering phase. In order to ensure the success of the trigger, the project team chooses what type of animation to use, either the projection of films, short theatre sketches, songs, or any other type of animation. The actors of the plays themselves design the small stories to present the problems identified during the community diagnosis. At the end of the day, the project team screens the video Eat a Rainbow as a pre-awareness title to capture the attention of the community. This activity is optional.
Tomaty, manga, katsaka, concombre, poivre, pomme, carotte, mananas, pastèque, paiso, laisoa, ovy, citron, normaly. Mamefananavatra amin'anamba amin'ilay maro loko toy ny havana ny kalohanay. Ny akondro mavy tsara, ny hafa maitso ery, ny tomato menamena amin'ny zesitery, feno ny zaridainy, torabovsay maroloko toniavana ny kalamilay le miompy akoko ny tena mahafinaritra ny enany ny atody ny vavanao finaritra
le tsy nisan-karazany ohatra ny teny hoe mieny ambili mila atao complet
loko isan-karazany fahazamiana any kalimiditra ny ambava fahasalamana.
Triggering is the most important step in the CLTN approach. This is the event that brings together the entire community and raises the collective awareness around nutrition. On the day of triggering, various animations are programmed to attract the maximum population. The triggering process begins with a series of 2 short theatre sketches that relate to nutrition issues corresponding to the 2 indicators identified during the community diagnosis.
Izana sentigi je nyaraka teraka tam Francine ndef nan France nang jafa buca-buca be di senti je mulakel be kayin nang zana sentigi yu
ndene waje gaka ona stiwa ka je sifanda tiwaraje marari ngati stiwa je ona tu meto sena mbaje
aleo sena mangat nan France nang yin raba buca-buca na komba mamzemba mtu vemnen France ning zana seka aleo sena mandem France nang
aleo raka je ndonde sena
na bucha-bucha na chuka jina pesha ka marluko kwa jeka lote kampe na pesha na reje zena bucha-bucha na ti.
Each short play is followed by a question and answer session animated with the help of a puppet to determine how the community reacts to the different messages being addressed. This session assesses participants' level of understanding of messages. Once all members of the community have understood the awareness messages, the next step in triggering is to present the results of the Comprehensive Growth Monitoring and Promotion (GMP) through a graph that is comprehensible to the entire community. The CLTN committee presents the results of the GMP session in front of the whole community to raise awareness with the community.
Sana kasi kesan balum ropulu isan satu ni apartemen isan we tadi tumpa batesa nundi nyatu bangga di segaku jadi bang sana kasi baru menarakan saya bisianku apartemen enak dia tulisan satu karena you enak dia tulisan satu rasutan lebih kita sampai dah kita fitur di balum ropulu isan satu anak di sini mau tuh gak bisa kereta-kereta yang nanam saya pan dari sedap saya itu hutan di sini saja.
Samplan zan le zazam ne chin fa teta bezana mai tanti vukata bechi.
Immediately after the presentation of the GMP results, the community is divided into several groups of 8 to 10 people to respond and express their perceptions about the issues and the future of the district's nutrition with satisfaction ratings in relation to the community indicators presented. The community of this village has identified 2 indicators. One concerned the vegetable garden to increase access to diversified foods for each family, and the other on hygiene by increasing access to latrines. Each assigns a score for their perception of the current situation and also gives the objective for this indicator after 6 months.
Ni mahatonga ny olona sy matety disy manao zaridaina dia sy ampy zay izy kambolena.
Sy ampy zay izy kambolena. Ay zany tia hanao fa be ikamo fa tany lavidrano zany agnamboarany ny agnana. Raha zay lavidrano dia kamo ny olona. Lavitra ny parananazy fangalana rano. Izy koa mbola mahita ny antony mahatonga ny olona sy mavitrika loatra ampanaovana an'ity tanàgnana ity.
Izy ka mas fambolena ny olona tsy fa sy diara teknika.
Mbola savaka misy zany zegny jardin sasiny izy sisy mpanaramaso ny jardin.
Dia raha ohatra ka afaka enim-bolana, raha ohatra ka misy fanaramaso re zakainao zay, dia mety firy indray no tomenao raha afaka enim-bolana indray tsika miona eto.
The results are then quickly compiled into a community scorecard. The CLTN committee then presents these results to the entire village and requests the commitment of the entire community to achieve the 6-month objectives. CLTN leaders are introduced to the community as members of the CLTN committee. The community scorecard is finally posted in a public place and will be the basis of a follow-up at 3, 6 and 12 months, and will be the focus of the work of the CLTN committee.
Fahitako ny valiny vokatra aloha, hitako jeoampalely tega jelasaka tega jenjaka dia misy zaza tratra sy fanjary sakafo eto fokotany safitaina araka fahitako anazy. Zany antony nampirosaka anazy sitrapo agnentana ny fiarahamonina sady agnaramaso nisy fanjary sakafo eto an-tanàna. Fa raha hita amin'ny ankabeny zany tega jeoampalahelo iporosa tazy izy miboaka.
3 months after triggering, the project team organises a meeting with community representatives and the members of the CLTN committee. This follow-up consists of sharing with the CLTN committee the results of the GMPs during the 3 months following the activation, the changes and the implementation of the activities planned in the 6-month action plan. It is a mid-term evaluation that identifies additional efforts to be made for the next 3 months.
Inona zavatra hitasika hoe efa miova agny amin'ny tanàna misy asika tsirairay avy agny zany.
Resaka fiovana amin'ny resaka fambolena teknika moa zany raha amin'ny resaka valatahaka ho anahy mpamokatra pitarika. Betsaka le olona mijery sy mianatra ary tena mazoto le olona mampiasa le volo teknika. Dia zao hitako hoe nisy fiovana satria manao daholo le olona fa tsy mijery amin'le asa nataony fotsiny. Hoe natao teo amin'le valatahaka. Manampiatsa izy amin'ny toerana misy anazy daholo.
Taloha zany dia sy niraharaha zany karakarana sakafo zany fahasambehivaby zany. Dia tato afara zany sy namonjy le fanairana dia nandeha teny izay mivady. Dia rindra dia be dia be zany ny zaza sy ampilanja. Na ny zanona koa zany dia tao anatin'izany. Niaraka izay mivady niara-nientana dia tonga dia niara-nientana izay mivady dia tapa-kevitra fa hanao tanitraka maro loko. Dia namboatra an'ity kelikely ity zahay dia izao mba vitanay aloha.
On the eve of the evaluation, the project team prepares facilitation sessions and the presentation in the form of a graph of the GMP results of the initial state and after 6 months. During the evaluation day, the field team organises an event of the same magnitude as the day of the triggering to mobilise as many people as possible. The 6-month evaluation consists of creating an event that allows community members to discuss and evaluate their first 6-month cycle against community indicators. To raise awareness of the issue, the CLTN committee representatives can make a presentation to show the changes made in children's nutritional status from the triggering to the 6-month evaluation. The rate of underweight in this village has decreased in 6 months from 5 to 0% for acute cases, from 48 to 21% for cases at risk, and finally from 47 to 79% for cases of children whose weight has returned to normal in 6 months. Then the village reviews the community scorecard to evaluate progress on the 2 community identified indicators. Based on these results, the CLTN committee members work with the community to readjust indicators and objectives as needed to strengthen their efforts to meet their nutritional goals in the community. Thanks to the CLTN approach, the whole community feels concerned and committed to the issue of nutrition and works together to find solutions to reduce child malnutrition. The CLTN approach has thus brought about awareness on the part of the community, but above all it has provoked initiatives and a change of behaviour in favour of good nutrition. Certification after 12 to 15 months will be the final symbol to show that this community has achieved its goals.